Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan for everybody attending, taking out time at your busy schedules and attending. We're going to get straight into it today, inshallah. It's lesson 5. Lesson 5 was the lesson I've been talking about where we've been learning marfu, mansoob, majroor. Why have we been learning it? Today we're going to find out, inshallah. Before we do that, we're going to go through the homework for lesson 4. So, question 1, yeah, the big one. So question 1, why should you learn the attached pronouns table? That was just like a bit of a cheesy one. It's because it's the most important table in this course, which we figured out. I've had comments from people, one person was saying that these, they've looked maybe in the Quran and these endings that we did last week, they come everywhere. And so, it was very important to learn that. Alhamdulillah, a lot of people in the test, they got most of it right. There's a big bar for the guys who got it all, and then it went lower for the ones who got 1 wrong or 2 wrong. It doesn't matter about the mark. It matters if you dropped 1 mark, you dropped 2 marks, you dropped 3 marks after a good revision session. Even 11 out of 15, bro, right? Not a problem, providing you learn why you went wrong. Providing you look at the answer and you go back and you realize that why I went wrong, and you learn that proper. I made it tricky because I want to be able to let you identify the cracks in your knowledge, even if it's a hairline crack, a small one. Once you identify that, you're going to cement it up, you're going to make it strong, and inshallah you'll never make that mistake again for the rest of your life, inshallah, and it will stick in your head. So don't always see a cross, a bad, an incorrect answer. Don't see that as a negative thing, see that as a positive thing, right? So this was the homework. The homework is designed to help you learn, repeat, etc. The more you do, then inshallah, when it comes, if you do the whole homework, then when it comes to the test, inshallah, you know it anyway. So the homework was translate Rabbuka. Remember, the ka ending makes it into your, and you're speaking to masculine. So your Lord. Rabbuka means your Lord. Rabbukum. The kum attachment makes it yours, masculine plural. Your Lord. Your all's Lord. See, ilahukum. Ilah means God. Kum means your all. Masculine terminology, but it can include mixed group as well. So your all's, ilah, your God, but all of you plural. Here D, la. La means for. When it attaches onto a pronoun or onto a noun. With a noun, the lam has a kasra, then it means for, the lam of belonging. Lana means for us. Na means us. La means for. Lana, for us. E, whenever you see, okay, it's E, and it's also E ending as well. That means my. The E ending, or ni, it means my. So kitabi means my book. My book, masculine and feminine, whoever it is, as long as it is, you're saying kitabi, it means my book. Fi means in, ha means it or her, depending on what you're talking about. So fiha, in it. Fiha, in it, or in her. G, alaykum. Alaykum is 2 words. Ala, on. Kum, you all. Alaykum, on you all. And then rizquha. So rizqu means provision. Ha means hers. So rizquha, her provision. Are we happy with that? Just one yes will be fine. Someone just type yes. Nobody's typing yes? Oh, thank you. Okay, somebody wants me to go through just C again. So C is ilah. Ilah means God. And kum means you all. So your all. So ilahukum means your God. But it's talking to masculine terminology, plural. Your all God. Lana, lam means for, and na means us. So lana means for us. Yes? Okay. Yes, fiha means in it or in her, depending on what is being talked about. If Jannah, then fiha, in it. We're talking about, a female, then in her. Right. Write the word Rabbun with all the attached pronouns in the attached pronouns table, and write the meanings too. So this is again just to help you learn that table. Repeat, 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 repetition, write. Was there anybody who wrote the whole table down 20 times? Okay. Anybody wrote the table down 10 times? Oh, mashallah. TS, was that 10 times or 20? And the sister, is that 10 times or 20? Oh, mashallah. All right, TS, you wrote it 20 times. 3, okay. The one who wrote it 10 times and 35, subhanAllah, okay. So those who wrote it over 10 times, or at least 20 times, did you find by the end of it, you knew it automatically? Please say yes. Yes. One yes is enough. Yes. Yes, okay, so that was one yes, but I just said it about 3 times. So it helps. The more you write, it helps you remember. So this was the table. Rabbuhu, his Lord. Rabbuhuma, their two's Lord. Rabbuhum, their all's Lord. And this is the whole table. It was just getting the endings and putting Rabbu in front of it. If you can't hear me, then you might have to press the microphone button on your device. Right, so that's done. Right, vocabulary time. Ilahun, somebody please. Ilahun. What is ilahun? And the plural is alihatun. So what's ilahun? I'll give you time. Yes. Carry on, more people, just to make sure. It's essential you learn these. So not worship. Okay. Object of worship. God. Right? So the scholars say the word Allah comes from al-ilah, the God. Allah is al-ilah, Allah. That means the God. Right. This one comes 94 times. Why is there a plural for God? Because false gods. False gods. Yep, ilah. The only ilah, the one who has the right to be worshipped, is Allah. Excellent. Ba'da. Ba'da. It's an Urdu word as well. So if you know Urdu, you know it. After. Like we say in Urdu, baad mein. Afterwards. Right? After. Ba'da. 204. That's right. Baad mein. Right. Next one. Ajma'een. Ajma'een. What does ajma'een mean? Ajma'een. Good. 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 Remember, these words you have to learn with the structures that we're learning so that you get the whole complete, you try to get as much of the verse as you can. We need to increase our vocabulary too, all together. See, we get jumu'ah. What's jumu'ah? It's gathering, isn't it? People gather all together. Right? Similar. Ajma'een. And even in Urdu said jama, and even in Arabic, jama means plural, where lots are coming together. Jama huna in Urdu, yeah, thank you. 23. Hikmah. What does hikmah mean? Hikmah. Hikmah. Yep. And if you find that you're slipping and you're not learning these, we only have about 6 lessons left. So do it. Once Ramadan comes, it's over. So just put as much effort in as you can. If it was a course that lasted 3 years, then it would have been difficult to keep this up all the time. But this is only 11 lessons, about 11 lessons. So just keep it up. Just keep it up. Just, burn the midnight oil. Just put that time in. It's only for a small temporary time. After that, Ramadan, and inshallah, you'll be then applying what you've learned, inshallah. Wisdom, yeah, we say hikmah 24 times. Khaliqun, khaliqun, and this we use this in Urdu as well. Yeah, that's right, creator. Khaliq, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the khaliq. 12 times this comes. Khawfun, fear. Just said it. Khawf again. It's for those people who know Urdu, it's an Urdu word. Khawf, fear. 20 times. Hasana, hasana. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة. 28 times a good deed. Plural is hasanatun, remember? Feminine sound plural. Hasanatun. Yeah. Could be atun or atin depending on the sentence. Yes, Hassan and Hussein. Yeah, they're from Hasana. We're going to talk a bit about some of that today. Inshallah. Next one, sayyi'atun. Sayyi'atun. It can maybe also mean good as well, I think. Evil. Evil, evil deed, 58. Next one, sha'a. Ma sha'Allah, insha'Allah. Ma sha'Allah, insha'Allah. Will. Insha'Allah, if Allah wills. Ma sha'Allah, what Allah willed. Sha'a means to will, to wish. 207. Fi, that word, remember fi, we did fi last week in the Lamborghini. It was driving the Lamborghini, wasn't it? It was in the box. In. Fi, look how many times, 1,697. Fi. In, inside. So that many times with its derivatives, maybe like fihi, fi, you know, that sort of thing with its derivatives. Inside, in. Ma. What does ma mean, ma? In Urdu we say ma to mum. That's not the case for Arabic though. What? Yeah. It can mean what. It can mean whatever. It can mean not. Next one. Mata. Mata. Inshallah means if Allah wills. So mata, when? 9 times. Right. Swiftly moving on. So this the last question was cheer up, man. So who cheered up? And what do you think I'm going to display here for cheering up? Have your guess. Have your guesses. What do you think of? I thought you'd say that. Oh, you're all saying Lamborghini. What gave you that idea? Last lesson. Right, so cheer up. Oh, you've got it. Somebody got it. Oh, you've cheating. I think you've seen it before this. So what I've got is this. Chocolate. Right. Yep. So cheer up and enjoy the course as much as you can. Right, the test. So alhamdulillah, a lot of people did the test. Just going to go over the answers very quickly. Rabbuka is your Lord. Your Lord, and it's masculine. Remember, the ka makes it masculine. And first person. Baytuha, her house. Remember, the ha makes it hers. Who is his? Ha is hers. Baytuha. Next one, alayhi. Ala means on. He is his or him. On him or on it, masculine. Right? Alayhi. Yeah, alayhim. Alayhi. This is lesson 5. So we're on page, well, we're not even started yet, but this is lesson 5, inshallah. Right, kitabuhum. Whenever you see hum, it's their alls. So kitabuhum means their alls book, their book. Plural, masculine terminology. Rabbuna. Na means we, ours. Rabbuna, our Lord. Rabbana, our Lord. Rabbana atina, our Lord. Rabbi, remember when you stick a ya at the end, it makes it into my. So these are the templates you need to learn. Rabbi means my Lord. Kitabi, my book. Baiti, my house. Masjidi, my masjid. Lamborghini, my Lamborghini. Right, okay. Next one. Lahunna. Hunna, it's got, somebody mentioned, W of women. The W of women. Right, the shad. So lahunna, for them. For them all. Women only, exclusively. Lakum, for you all. Remember, the masculines come more, the masculine terminology comes more than the feminine terminology, because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses both men and women, he uses the masculine terminology. The masculine terminology is used in Arabic for mixed group or male onlys. So lakum, important, for you all. Lakum dinukum, for you all, your deen. Waliya, and for me, my deen. Kitabuhuma. Kitabuhuma. Huma is dual, their two's book. Baytu kunna. Kunna, again, women. Your all's house. Your all's house, talking to the women only. Oops. Lakuma, for you too. For you too. Lakuma, for you too. Like belonging to you too. And amaluki. Amaluki. Amal means action, and ki means your woman. So amaluki, your action, talking to a woman. And then lastly, translate these parts of the Quran, and this is what we're doing it for. Inna. So inna, indeed we. It's inna, or it's in, well, inna maybe, but it's inna. So the na means indeed, and then we. Inna ma'a. What's ma'a mean? Ma'a means with, and kum means you all. So inna, indeed we, ma'akum, are with you all. Excellent. Huwa, lesson 1. Huwa, if you're forgetting it, go back, right? And the way to do it is when you open the Quran, try to translate, and then look at the translation. Try to get some words. Go and check if it is that one. If it's not, go back to your book and see what it was. Huwa, he is. But in the context of this ayah, it's talking about the past. So we'll just translate as he was. Fi means in, and baytiha means her bayt, her house. Why is it baytiha and not baytuha? Why is it baytiha and not baytuha? It's majroor. Look, bayti. These endings, they don't get affected by anything. These endings are super strong. The pronoun endings are super strong. They don't get changed. But the actual word before it, that changes case. Why is it changing case? Because of the fi. Fi is a majroorifying word. It makes the next word majroor. But it's only this bit, the bayti. The ha is not going to become majroor. Pronouns do not get affected. They are super strong. If you take a baytuka and change it to baytuki, it means a different thing. So you can't change, pronouns don't change. The case, there's no case for pronouns, they're fixed. But bayti, yes, harf jar fi makes that into majroor. Rabbuna, our Lord. Wa and Rabbukum, your all's Lord. So Rabbuna, our Lord. Wa Rabbukum, and your all's Lord. Lana, for us. A'maluna. So, yeah, I didn't put Allahu there. I think it's Allahu Rabbuna wa Rabbukum. Allah is our Lord and your Lord. Lana, for us. A'maluna, our deeds. Wa lakum, and for you all. A'malukum, your all's actions. So Allahu Rabbuna wa Rabbukum, Allah is our Lord and your all's Lord. Lana, for us, a'maluna, our a'mal, our deeds. Walakum, and for you all, a'malukum. Right, we need to make a move. Lesson 5, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Remember, if you're getting stuck, you don't understand certain things, message me or message the group. Message either the discussion or message me directly. Right, lesson 5. Everybody needs to have their brains on for this one. Right, we've finished noun land. Nouns are finished. Noun land is done. We're finished with nouns. Now we are going to talk about verbs. What is a verb, please? Anybody? It's an action word. Action. No, you've been watching Action Man, have you? Action. Doing word. Doing word. So, a verb is to walk, to talk, to play, to eat. First it was nouns. Car, house, fridge, ruler, rubber. Now we're talking about doing words, action words. So, talk, to walk, to play, to eat. Right? This is what verbs are. Fi'l in Arabic. So most Arabic words have 3 main letters. Okay, so I think that should be most Arabic verbs have 3 main letters. These are called root letters. So you might hear sometimes somebody doing a talk and he says this word, it comes from this root word. A root word is like the simplest form of a word, the simplest form. So most root words consists of 3 letters. Look, khalaqa, that is a root word. Kataba, this is a root word. Ja'ala, this is a root word. Okay, so a root word is a verb and it consists for now, it consists of 3 letters. And that 3 letters has a meaning. And then from there, you can add other words, other letters to it, and you can change the meaning from there, as we'll see, inshallah. So a root word is a verb. Mostly contains, for now, it contains 3 letters. And can anybody else notice something about the meaning of these 3 words? Okay, good question. Do all the letters have fatha on? Not all the time. Yes, okay, past tense. So, good. TS, whoever that is, right? And sister there, and yeah, that person there, the writing is very small. Right, okay, so they are verbs and they are past tense. So a root word is a verb, it's past tense and it's masculine. What else? So somebody's asking, do nouns have root words? Nouns come from root words. Nouns are built up from root words. Not mansoob. There's no cases in past verbs. So don't worry about that. No cases. So they're not mansoob. It's just the verb. What else? You said it's masculine. It's a verb. It's past tense. And what else? On the table, where would you fit it? On that table, where would you fit it? He. So it's he was. It's he, third person, past tense, and it's, the verb. Singular, yes. So it's singular. So root words translate to he walked, he talked, he played, he worked, he ate, he cried, he laughed, he prayed. These are all root words, the meanings of root words. It's always he, third person, did that thing. That's what it means. So khalaqa is a root word and it means he created. Kataba means he wrote, and kataba, he wrote, third person. Ja'ala, he made. It's from kataba you get kitab. Kitabun comes from kataba. Look, he wrote. So kitab is something that is written in. Yeah? Allah is al-khaliq. Khalaqa. It's got something to do with creating. He's the creator. So we will go over that, but this is just to explain to you. Yes, the he is already in the word. Khalaqa, he created. The he is already inside the word. Good point. Something. I'll just say We'll go on to she. This is the root word. The root word is he did that thing. Now what happens is then you add letters to the root word and it changes the meaning. You add letters to the end of the word and it changes the meaning. And we're going to learn those templates. So again, today is the second most important table, in my opinion. The second most important table in Arabic is today. Some might say it's the first, but I put it as second in my limited capacity. So English also has root words. I only found out that like about last year, I think, when I actually studied something about English, right? So English, we have root words in English too. When you add a suffix, you add something, you add something at the end, or you add something at the start, it changes the meaning. For example, and I just made these slides literally an hour ago, so I hope they're in the right order and I hope they make sense. Yes, you got it. So player. So when you add er, it makes it the one who does that verb. So talker, player, eater, backbiter, not laugher, but some won't work, but you get the point. Er is a suffix, that attachment that adds onto the root word and it changes the meaning. So once you know what er means, it means the doer of the verb, then you can say talker, walker, laugher won't work, you know what I mean, giggler, that sort of thing. Played. Remember, when you learn what ed means, then you can say talked, walked, listened, fight. Yeah, okay, fighter. Yeah, fighter. Right, yeah? Yeah, okay, got a picture. Right. Again, you add another ending and it changes the meaning, playing. You can do the same with walk, walking, talking, eating. It's the action, the happening of that verb. Similarly, you can put a prefix. You can put a combination of letters in front of the word, and now it changes the meaning of play. Now it's replay, rekindle, rewind, re something, yeah? So you can put that on in many verbs. Revision, okay? Reinvent, here we go. Reinvented, revisited, right? So once you learn these ones in red, you can pluck many different words in there and you'll know the meaning. Return, reconstruct. Thank you. Downplay, there's another one I thought of. Bet you didn't think I down did you? Downplay. Right? Downplay is another one. Outplay. Outplay is a word, I checked it in Google. Outplay is no gap. Outplay. Right? So this is just examples of prefixes that when they come onto a root word, they change the meaning. Now you can attach those prefixes to any other words in English and you'll know what the meaning is. Display, okay, I didn't think about that one. That's a good one. Display. Right? See, I'm talking about English and it all lit up. Now I'm back to Arabic. Right. So I'm going to give you some examples now of additions to root words. So khalaqa means he created. That's what khalaqa means. He created. It's a root word, so it always means he did that thing. And khalaqa means to create. So these are examples. You're not going to be testing on this. These are examples. So somebody's got their camera on, they're lying down. So if you just want to please turn your camera off, or just put that blue tag on top of it. Right. You won't come on the video though, inshallah. You won't come on this recording, inshallah. So look, khalaqa, we put a ya in front of it, and it becomes yakhluqu. Now it changes the meaning. It's become present tense. He creates. Another example, khaliqun. We got that kha, we separated it with an alif, and we changed these vowels a bit, and it's become a noun. Creator, khaliqun. And then khalaqu means they all created. They all created. Now can you see this pattern here and this pattern here, and this pattern here, we are going to learn these in this course. We're going to learn these. These are just examples of how you can add a word, a letter, onto an existing root word, and it will change the meaning. Once you learn that template, you can put many root words in there, and you'll know what it means automatically without ever having seen that word. And this is sarf. This is what you need to know for Arabic, to understand Arabic. Grammar comes afterwards. Mubtada, khabar, they all come afterwards. They don't come first. The sarf comes first, because this will help you understand the translation. Grammar comes later on. But one grammar rule you have to know, and that's the golden grammar rule. I call that the golden grammar rule. We're going to learn that today, inshallah. Right, so so if you don't look at your books, look at this. Kataba, sami'a, kathura. These are all three are root words. What's the difference? Apart from the meaning, this one means he wrote, he heard, he increased. What is the difference? Notice some difference. Yes. What's the difference? I'll give more time to people to think about it. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, no problem. Yes. Okay, so look, the haraka on the middle letter is different. The first one has a fatha, a zabar. The last one has a fatha, a zabar. But the middle one here has a fatha, zabar. Over here it has a kasra, zair. And over here it has a dhamma, which is a pesh. Look at this slide. This is just the way they are. They're just the way they are. Different root words have a different middle. Sometimes, in most cases, it says here, the middle letter has a fatha, a zabar. Why? Maybe this is just Arabic. This is Arabic. In lesser cases, there is a kasra, a zair in the middle letter. And in least cases, it's a dhamma there. As long as you know it, for that particular verb, that's fine. But that's just showing you that is a little difference there, okay? The middle haraka, the vowel on the middle haraka is going to be different for each root word. The first and last letters, do they always have a fatha? As far as I know, they do, yes. Yeah, as far as I know, they all do. They all have, first and last are all the same. Fatha, zabar, just the middle one changes. Yeah, you don't always know which one it is, but you'll know the root letters are khalaqa. And now it could be khali. If somebody said khaliqa, they just don't know. Khaluqa, it may be sometimes which one sounds right. Khalaqa. But as long as, yeah, this is just for information. Happy to move on? Yes, okay, good. You don't need to know this. You will learn this generally. But these are some of the letters that are added to the root words to make new words. This one? The previous slide or this slide? Okay, so this, right. So, okay, previous slide. Somebody wants me just to go over the previous slide. So, root letters, root words that consist of 3 letters. There's root words that have more letters, but we're not going to do them. We're going to do the most common one, which is this, 3 letters in the root word. The first letter always has a fatha, a zabar. The last letter always has a fatha, a zabar. The middle letter mostly has a fatha, but sometimes will have a kasra, and even lesser times will have a dhamma. That's just the way Arabic is. So I'm just letting you know that information. Okay? Yes? Right, okay. These are examples of some of the letters that are attached to root letters to make new words. You don't have to learn this. We're going to go through the tables, inshallah. Example, you want to see example? There are your examples. Okay, so this is that same table again, and Jazakallah khair to that sister who came up with this color scheme. I've done this table in a few different colors. Whichever one suits you, take that. Whichever one suits you. So let's look now. I've got singular, dual, plural. Third person, masculine. You're talking about somebody who's not present. Okay, so let's just look at these two. Look what happened to kataba. Where is the root word kataba in this table? It is here. Kataba means to write. It's the verb for to write, but it means, in a sentence, it means he wrote, he talked, he walked, he played, he laughed. It goes in this box. Yes, this is the only thing you've got to learn this week. And just one other grammar rule as well. But this is pretty much what you're going to be tested in. These words are going to be, it might be kataba, it may be another word, it might be ja'ala, whatever, but you'll be tested not on the actual word ja'ala. In the multiple choice, ja'ala means to make, so it'll just be he made, she made, they made, we made, it'll be that. So you have to learn the endings, okay? Now look, remember ani, you've got some ani coming there, dual, the alif is still there. Kataba means they both wrote. Kataba means they both wrote. So if I say khalaqa means he created, how do I say them two created? Khalaqa means to create. How do I say them two created? Khalaqa. That's why the pronunciation is so important. If you say khalaqa, it means he created. If you say khalaqa, it means them two created. So we can't make khalaqa longer. If you make it longer, it changes the meaning. Khalaqa means them two created. Right? Ja'ala means to make. How do I say them two made? Ja'ala means he made. How do I say them two made? Ja'ala. I was waiting for somebody to just write la, which they have now. Right? Yeah, ja'ala. Right? So the alif added on, it makes it into them two did it. And then look at this one. I've got numbers for some of the ones I could find easily. Over 1,000 times this ending comes. Katabu means they all wrote. They all wrote. So amana means he believed. What does amanu mean? Amanu, they all believed. That's what it literally means. They all believed. Amana, he believed. Amana, them two believed. Amanu, they all believed. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. It's the same one. It's from there. So the welcome, this alif, it just like helps separate from the next word. But this is just the way it is. The waw and the alif come. So look, kafara. Kafara means, what does kafara mean? It's a root word. Kafara. More accurately, it doesn't mean disbelief. In a sentence, if you see kafara, it means it's a root word. Not just disbelief. He disbelieved. He disbelieved. So how do I say them two disbelieved? Kafa. Kafara. Them two believed. And look at this one. How do you say they all believed? Kafaru. So kafaru means they all believed. Ja'alu, they all made. Khalaqu, they all created. Sami'u, they all heard. So the u makes the past verb into they all did it. Now notice another thing about this table. There are only suffixes. It's only having an attachment coming at the end of the word. So that's a way to identify a past verb. These past verbs, they only have an addition to the root letter, to the root word, coming at the end, attaching. Nothing's attaching before. Nothing is attaching before today. Right? That's for something else, another time, inshallah. So the attachments are coming at the end of the word. This shows you it's past tense. So let's look at the next one. Kataba. And you just stick a ta on, it makes it into she wrote. So kafara means he disbelieved. How do you say she disbelieved? Kafarat. Somebody wrote rat. Yeah. Right. Kafarat. So she wrote. Khalaqat. Khalaqat means she created. Ja'alat. Ja'alat, she made. Right? So when you stick a ta, it makes it into she did it. So you get the root word, you stick a ta at the end, it means she did that thing. It becomes feminine. Next one, look at this. Again, the alif is coming to make it dual, but because it's feminine, it's keeping the ta from here. So katabata. Katabata means they both wrote. So how do you say they both disbelieved? Kafara. You said it. Kafarata. Exactly. So dhalama means to oppress. He oppressed. How do you say she oppressed? Dhalama. Dhalamat. How do you say them two women oppressed? Dhalamata. And look at this one. Katab. Katabna. The noon that we beginning to associate with women like kunna and hunna, the noon is still there. This noon is third person women. Katabna. Katabna means they all wrote, women only. Dhalamna. Exactly. Dhalamna, they all oppressed. Kafarna. They all disbelieved. Yep. So you're going to have to learn for your test, inshallah. Kataba, kataba, katabu. Katabat, katabata, katabna. I'll do a recording, inshallah. So it's just repetition, repeating. Right. Learn this pattern. This pattern comes everywhere. It's past tense. Remember, a lot of the Quran is past tense. About what happened in the stories of the prophets. About what happened in the life of the Prophet ﷺ. That's why I put it number 2. More important than the present tense, in my opinion. So present tense we do later on, inshallah. For now, we are doing past tense. Right. Let's look at the next one. Katabta and katabti. Kafarta, kafarti. Ja'alta, ja'alti. I want to show you something on my slides. Okay, I did this as well, so you might prefer this one. That's showing all the boys. Blue ones are the boys. Pink ones are the girls. And the ones that are both together, mixed, it's boys and girls, male and female. You might prefer this view. The reason why I've highlighted this one, they're both the same. That's taken from the sister as well. They're both the same, so I put a circle around them. I want to show you a similarity. Yeah, somebody's asking, can I edit the previous lessons tables to this format? Yes, inshallah. I'll have to, because this looks really nice and easy. It's like, learn the blue ones, guys. If you're struggling, learn the blue ones. Anything that's got a blue in, learn it. Because blue come miles more than the pinks. Look at this table here. Have we done this table last week? The week before? Anta, antuma, antum. Remember it? Look at the endings. Look at these endings here. Ta, ti, tuma, tuma, tum, tunna. Now look at the table we're just doing today. Look at the endings. They are the same. So if you've learnt that table well, then this one is going to help. Look, antum katabtum, antunna katabtunna, antuma katabtum, antuma katabtum, anta katabta, anti katabti. Can you see? So some of this table is based on a previous table. Ta, tuma, tum. Right? This one. Anta, antuma, antum. Katabta, katabtuma, katabtum. So I'm just showing you some similarities to help you revise. If you've learnt the previous tables properly, this one is similar for second person. So somebody's asking, what's the difference between she wrote and you wrote? So on this one you would say katabat, katabat. You put a sukoon on the ta, katabat. This one is katabta, katabta. The sukoon is on the ba here. Katabta and katabat. Right, let's go back to the other one, because I'm just showing you the endings here. You can flick through on the recording. You can just pause it on the table that you like. I will post these slides at the end of the lesson later, maybe tomorrow inshallah. So you will have whichever table does your fancy. Whichever one you like, you keep that one. I've put a few on there to help you, whichever one you like. Everybody has different learning methods and everybody likes to see different sorts of visuals. Some people will say, just give me black, I'll learn it. Some people say, no, I like colors. I like colors. Some people will say, I like the endings to be highlighted. So I'm hoping you all got something that you like. Right, so again, ta and ti is you masculine and you feminine. So katabata, you wrote. Katabati, you wrote. So I'm going to give you a verb. Qatala, qatala. What qatala means? Qatala Dawood Jaluta. Remember that, the first lesson? Today we're going to learn how you can tell that changing the signs changes the meaning. Today we're going to learn inshallah. So qatala means to kill. So how do I say you killed to a brother? You killed. Qatalta. How do I say to a sister, you killed? Qatalti. Exactly. Ja'ala means to make. So how do I say you made to a brother? You made. Ja'alta. Ja'alta. How do you say? How do you say to a sister, you made? Ja'alti. Exactly. Now how do you say to anybody, male or female, you too made? Ja'ala means he made. How do I say you two made? Well, that's male or female. Ja'altuma, ja'altuma. The tuma comes. You just add tuma. So how do I say you two created? Khalaqa tuma. Yeah, khalaqtuma. Ja'altuma. Sami'a means to hear. Sami'tuma. Raja'a means to return. Raja'tuma. You all two returned. As long as you know the red template, you can get root words, stick them on and make the meaning yourself. You will know what it means because you know when adding a tuma on the end of a root word, you know what it does to it. Let's look at the last one. Over 300. Katabatum. Katabatum, you all wrote. Katabatunna, you all women, you all wrote. So how do I say you all disbelieved? Kafara means he disbelieved. Kafara. How do I say you all disbelieved? Okay, kafartunna if it's feminine, masculine and mixed group, kafartum. Ja'ala means to make. How do I say you all made? Ja'altum. Yeah, ja'altum. Dhalama. Dhalama means to oppress. How do you say you all oppressed? Dhalamtum. So remember the tum makes it into you all did it. U makes it into they all did it. This one here, katabu, they all did it, whatever the verb is. Katabtum, you all did it. So you got to learn this like as best as you can. Comes everywhere. Now the next one, ya dhalamtum, ja'altum, fa'altum, qataltum, raja'tum, sami'tum. As long as you know what sami'a means to hear. Like sami Allahu liman hamidah. So we know sami'tum means they all heard. Ja'altum, they all made. Qataltum, they all killed. Raja'tum, they all returned. When you add a suffix, somebody's asking, yeah, so the last letter becomes sukoon for some of the words, not for this one. Katabu, the last letter changes to a dhamma for this case. So you just have to learn this table. Yeah, so ja'alu, fa'alu, qatalu, raja'u, sami'u. Okay, so that's going on there. When you stick a waw on, then it becomes a dhamma. In verbs, tum is you. All is different from noun endings. Kum. Yes. But this is the table you need to learn. I'm just trying to find you some ways to learn it and show you some similarities with previous verbs. Okay. Right. Whenever you see a ta ending and it's got a dhamma on, it's always I did it. I did it. The tu ending means I did it. Okay? I did it. So katabtu, I wrote. Ja'ala means he made. How do I say I made? I made. Ja'ala means to make. Ja'altu. I killed. Qatala means to kill. How do I say I killed? Qataltu. Remember, we can talk about killing a fly here, or killing a bee. I'm not talking about killing people, right? Qataltu. Sami'a means to hear. Sami'a means to hear. How do you say I heard? Sami'tu. And now you know that dua. Allahumma inni zalamtu. What's zalamtu mean? Zalama and the tu at the end. What's zalamtu mean? I oppressed. I oppressed. I did wrong. Allahumma inni, oh Allah, inni, indeed I, zalamtu. Zalama tu. Zalama means oppressed, he oppressed, but tu makes it I. I oppressed. Allahumma inni zalamtu. I love it when somebody writes mind blown. All right, mind blown. Right? Zalamtu. That's why these tables, you have to learn them like crazy. One of my friend's student, he said, the people will only learn the importance of the tables once the course is done. Right? So I want you guys to realize the importance while in this course. Tu. Khalaqa means to create. Khalaqtu. What does khalaqtu mean? Khalaqa means to create. So khalaqtu means I created. In the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ, and I did not create. Wama here means not. Wama khalaqtu, and I did not create. Al-jins, jinnah, the jinn, wal-ins, and mankind, illa liya'budun, except that they worship me. So wama khalaqtu means I did not create. That was ma. Ma means not in that circumstance. So khalaqtu. Raja'a means to return. Yes. What is the root word of raja'a? Raja'a means to return. So how do you say I returned? Raja'tu, qataltu, fa'altu, sami'tu. Qataltu, I said that one. Anything that has a tu at the end, I did it. I did it. And now look, our friend is back here, the na. The friend, why do I call it friend? Right? The we. Nahnu and na. This na, it features a lot to do with us. So katabna, we wrote. Ja'alna, we made. Zalamna, we oppressed. So sami'a means to hear. How do you say we heard? Sami'a. Sami'a means to hear. How do you say sami'na? Is that not in other words? Sami'na wa ata'na? Sami'na, we heard. So this is the formula. Without this, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere without knowing these. Wrote and we wrote. So they wrote and we wrote. For feminine is the same. Let me see. They wrote. No. So we wrote is a na ending. They wrote is katabta. This one is katabana. So we is the na. The na comes from we. Okay, good question. Good question, sister. Look at this one. Katabna. Katabna. Not different. Sorry, they're not the same. They're different. This has got two counts. It's got an alif. This one hasn't. So this shows you the importance of pronunciation and tajweed. If you say katabna, it means they all wrote. Katabna, we all wrote. Katabna, they all wrote, women. Katabna, we all wrote. So can you see? May I have the other color of the table for a minute, please? That one, yeah? I've put it like that. I could maybe make another color one with the ending red, but then there's too much color, so I left that one. So that's how it would be. Katabana. This one is katabana. Look, kataba, kataba. Difference. It changes the meaning. You make something one count, it's one meaning. You make it two counts, it changes the meaning. So sometimes when you change just a slight count, it will change the meaning completely. Sometimes it won't make a difference. It's just like you're not saying it right. But in this case, if I wrote qatala, means I killed. If we say qatala, it means they both killed. Yeah? So maybe somebody might have a joke and say, well, no. Someone might say sami'a. And he said, did you hear? And then he says sami'a. So, next one. Right, so this is the table. This is the table, whether you like it like this or whether you like it like this. However, that's the table you have to learn. So in the test it will come, for example, qatalu. You need to know the u ending makes it they all did that verb. And then you need to know what qatala means. Qatala means killed, so it means they all killed. Qatalna, we all killed. Right? So does everybody understand that this is the table they've got to learn? This is the second most important table in the Arabic language, in my basic view. Happy? Everybody want 8-minute break? I think if we can come back in at 8:45. What is the first most important table? The one we did last week. Who, huma, whom. That one. That comes everywhere. Right? So we'll have a break and we'll convene in about 7 minutes, inshallah, at UK time, 8:35. Just going to pause the recording, inshallah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Everybody is back, I hope. Everybody has had their cup of tea or put their kids to bed or read Salah or, just doing a quick little job they had to do. So you're back. Right. Okay, sorry, I can't answer. Questions are coming in. Can you teach us throughout the Mus'haf how to translate? That's what I'm trying to do at the end of the classes, where I go through the verses. Right, so we did this. Right, practice time. And then we learn the grammar rule, inshallah. Okay, so if you go to your book and open this table up, it's on. Go to page 30. Page 30? Oh no. So it's page 31. Go to page 31 and that top one there. That one. It's this table, okay? It's not with the nice graphics and all that, but it's the same information. Right. So you look at that. Try not to look at the answers because I'm going to test you now. Look at the table and you go through. Oh, I'm just going to put you all on mute, sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to turn this off into private. Right, here we go. Right, so ja'ala means, so this is just practice now to learn that table. Ja'ala means to make. In a sentence, I mean, it's the verb to make, but it really means he made. It's the root word. Ja'ala means he made. It's the verb that means to make, but it actually, in a sentence, means he made. Remember, third person. So what does ja'alna mean? Fantastic. You are ready. Bro, you are ready for that one. Not there too. Look at the difference. The person who wrote there too, the two one would be ja'ala. So ja'alna is correct. You look at the na ending, ja'alna, qatalna, fatahna, sami'na, kafarna, zalamna. We did that verb. No, this is not, they're both feminine. That's ta. Okay, right, good. We made. Okay, same verb, ja'alu. What does the u ending do? Fantastic. He was ready. They made. Remember, this is past tense. We're not doing present tense yet. Today is past tense. Ja'alu, kafaru, fasaqu, zalamu, qatalu, all mean they did. They all did that verb, whatever that verb means. Qatalu, they all killed. Fasaqu, they all rebelled. Like raja'u, they all returned. Kafaru, they all disbelieved. Zalamu, they all oppressed. So the u ending is they all did that verb. So you look at the u ending and you know, okay, I know this u ending means they all did the verb. So these three letters must be the root word. Ja'ala is the root word. Ja'alu, they all did. How to know what to translate first, pronouns or word? You can just, well, these are not pronouns now. These are just, this is a verb. It's just an extension to the root word. So you just look at the u and then you just say it all together. They all, and then they all created, made. Yeah. So you look at this verse. They all made. But you just with practice, you just look at it and say that means they all made. What about a long word like in Suraka? وَلْيَتَلَطَّفْ. Okay, so that's going into, you got longer words and you got longer root words. We're not going to, do the long ones at this point because the most common ones are these three-lettered root words. We're not going to do any other ones. Okay, this is very common. These are very common. I think the most common. So we're just going to concentrate on the most common things because that's where you get your how do they say it in English? I don't know how to say it. That's where you get your pack for your punch or something, where just a little bit of information delivers you a lot of results. That's what we're going to do. Bread and butter, no, that's not the one. Bang for your buck. Yeah, that's the one. I think this one's going to deliver you the best bang for your buck, right? Meaning this, what you're learning here is going to give you a lot of understanding, just by learning these ones. Those we could go into the root words that contain more, but that takes time, a bit longer. And the bang for your buck is doing these ones. So I'm going to teach you the ones where a 2-hour session gives you the most, a lot for your 2 hours. As we go further, you will get less and less for your 2 hours, right? So we're doing the most at the moment, the most impactful. Yeah. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Jazakillah khair, because it's sister, that one. Bang for your book. That's it, right? Right. So this one, wajada. Wajada is a root word and it means to find. So if you see wajada in a sentence, it means he found. So wajadtu. Oh, if you're written it down. Yeah, look at just your table, please, not the answers, okay? I know your answers are in the book, but look at the table and test yourselves. So it's actually I. Whenever you see a tu, it means I did that verb. Now you just need to know what the verb means. Wajada means to find. So wajadtu means I found. Excellent. Same verb, wajadtum. What is wajadtum? What does tum do? Somebody's asking, what is wajid? Yes, it's linked. We're not going to do that today. It's linked. Wajid comes from wajada. But what does that alif do that comes and breaks the word? We'll learn after, inshallah. Oops. Sorry. So wajadtum, yes, you all found. You all found. Wajada means to find, he found, but then tum makes it into you all. So you all found. Will we be let off early because we don't have a lot to go over? Nope. We can, there's enough time to fill. But if you need to go, you need to go, no problem. But we're going to, inshallah, need the full hour. Because we're just coming to that super grammar rule, inshallah. Right. Next one, wajada. Now this is a bit tricky. Wajada is there. Don't look at that kaf. Wajada means he found. It's a complete verb. This ka is an addition. What does this ka do? It's the ka from last week. He found you, masculine. He found you. Can you see? Yeah. Not you found. Wajada means he found. The ka is a pronoun that we learned last week. It's coming on and you. So it's he found you. It's like your book. Kitabuka, remember? Your book. You. Your. So he found you. Don't worry if that confused you, but for those people who are following or can see it, wajada is a root word. There's no extension. Look, what extension have we learnt today? There's no extension in that table for ka. So that ka is separate. It's not part of that verb. Wajada is the verb, and then the ka is a pronoun, your, you. He found you. No, the wow here doesn't mean and. The wow here is part of the verb. Wajada. Wajada means he found. And the ka is a separate attached. It's a pronoun. It means you. Don't worry if you didn't understand that. Back to normal. I just threw that in. I don't know. Wajadu. What's wajadu? They all. They all. The dal. So this dal here, it takes a dhamma for this one. It converts. That fatha converts to a dhamma when a waw comes. So it won't be wajada'u. It'll just be wajadu. It's like the waw, as far as I understand. The waw forces that one to become a dhamma. So wajadu it will be. They all found. Kafaru, they all disbelieved. Zalamu, they all oppressed. Qatalu, they all killed. Razaqu, they all provided. The u makes it into they all did, that verb. Yes, kafaru, they all disbelieved. Ta'amu, I think, yeah, ta'amu, they all fed. They all ate. I'm not sure if it means fed or ate. Kafaru. So what's kafaru mean? Somebody's asking, how would you know if wow is part of the verb? You'll only know that if you know the meaning, if you know the verb. So if you know the verb wajada means to find, then you will know wajada, that wow doesn't mean and, it's part of the verb. So you'll have to just learn that. Kafaru, they all disbelieved. They all disbelieved. That's literally what kafaru means. They all disbelieved. Okay, so sami'a means to hear. So in a sentence, sami'a means he heard. It's a root word, he heard. What does sami'tu mean? Sami'tu, remember, ooh. Good. Just really quick. So I heard. Qataltu, I killed. Sami'tu, I heard. Raja'tu, I returned. Zalamtu, Allahumma inni zalamtu, I oppressed. Right? Sami'na wa ata'na. Sami'na, remember our friend, the na is here again. Our plural one. Our, in fact, our, not our, I said our. Right? We, not we here. Yes, we're in present. We're in past tense right now. Past tense. We're in past tense land. We heard. Yes, masculine and feminine, both. We heard. Dual as well, yes. So you say sami'na for if the two people heard us, or three or more even. It's the same, sami'na. Zalamna, we all oppressed. Katabna, we all wrote, etc. قتلت. قتل means to kill. I've never heard that many people say I killed a mosquito. So I killed. The reason why I've written qatala is because that verse that I'm going to explain the grammar rule with, inshallah. Right? Qataltu, I killed. Zalamtu, I oppressed. Sami'tu, I heard. I killed a mosquito, yeah. Qatalna. It's getting serious now. Qatalna. First, everybody, what's qatalna mean? We killed, yeah? Oof, it's coming soft. Everybody's writing we killed. We killed. Right? Qatalna, we killed. We killed our hunger. Qatalta. Getting serious now. What's qatalta mean? You killed. Yeah, you killed. Yep, you killed masculine. Look at this in the Quran. The look at this. In the Quran, right? In Arabic, you can ask a question by sticking an in front. Right? Qatalta. So qatal, look at this one. Qatalta means you killed, right? You killed, masculine. Qatalta means did you kill? Qatalta means you killed. Qatalta means did you kill? You could even in Arabic raise your voice and just say qatalta, did you kill? You could even say hal. Sometimes a question in Arabic begins with hal. Sometimes it begins with a. And sometimes just raise your voice. Qatalta, did you kill? Right, so look at this one. Qatalta, did you kill? Nafsan, soul. Zakiyatan, pure. Oops. Oh, I didn't put the translation. So that comes in the Quran. Can you see qatalta is coming in the Quran? Qatalta, past tense, did you kill? Right. So now it's story time. A quick story. I don't think I've got time, but I'm just going to do it anyway, right? Anybody know physics? What does this mean, this equation here? I think that's the way you do it. What is that? What is that? It's in physics. That's supposed to be an M, that's a poor M. Density, fantastic. Got some physicists here. Density equals mass over volume. What's going on? What's going on? It's like, where's the Arabic class gone? Right? Right. So what's going on here? I'm giving you a formula that I learnt many moons ago when I did physics, when I did A-level physics, right? I remember just about 3 equations from there. One is V equals IR. If you don't know V equals IR, then go home and close the door on your way out. And the other equation I learned, I still remember it, is this one. Density D equals M over V. And I'll tell you why I know it. My teacher used to repeat it so many times. He would repeat it. Not only would he repeat it, he would sing it. And he would do a little dance as well. I'm not going to do the singing, I'm not going to do a little dance. But he would go density D equals M over V. And he would repeat it again and again and again and again. And so many moons later, I still remember it. So, that's my strategy for teaching you the golden rule of grammar. In my opinion, it's the golden rule of grammar. Right? And that is this. Right? Look at this. This is the verse I showed you in lesson 1. Now I'm going to show you what you need to do. Look, waw means and. Qatala, what does qatala mean? Qatala, give me the exact meaning of qatala in the sentence. He killed. Right. Who killed? In Arabic, whenever you see, right, you get 2 types of sentences in Arabic. One is a nominal sentence, a sentence that begins with a noun. Al-kitabu jamilun, for example. It's talking about a noun and then it talks. And the second type of sentence you get in Arabic is a verbal sentence, a sentence that begins or has a verb in it. So qatala, he killed, right? Who killed? How do you know Dawood killed? How do you know Jalut didn't kill? Because qatala just means he killed. So I'm going to give you the rule of grammar. The reason why we learn marfu, mansub, majroor is this. Yes. You're Arab. You're Arab. Because marfu, you're Arab. Right? So, the rule I'm going to teach you is the rule that I want you to learn like the back of your hand. It's the rule that I'm going to make you repeat. And normally in my class, I make everybody say it, individual person say it, but we have many people here, I can't do that. Right? The rule is this. Yeah, even in hifth, you repeat and repeat and repeat. The doer of the verb is always marfu. So whenever you see, that's the rule. The doer of the verb is the one that is marfu. So which out of these two is marfu? Which out of these is marfu? Dawood. Dawood is marfu. So Dawood did the killing. You wouldn't know that if you don't know what marfu is. You wouldn't know that if you didn't know what marfu is. If you didn't know what marfu mansub is, you will not be able to translate this verse. You see a verb. The next thing you see is where is the marfu word, because the marfu one is doing the verb. You get it? So the doer of the verb is always marfu. The doer is always marfu. The doer is always marfu. Say after me. The doer is always marfu. The doer is always marfu. Again, the doer is always marfu. 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 And lastly, the doer is always come on and see it. The doer is always marfu. Always. I don't know of an exception. The doer is always marfu. Remember, the doer is always marfu. When you see a verb, you do not know who is doing that verb until you can find the marfu word that comes after it. Then you know that that marfu one did the killing, did the verb. And the second part of the rule is the thing that the verb is done to is mansub. So the doer is always marfu. The thing that the verb is done to is mansub. So in English you would say the object of the verb, is it? No, the subject of the verb is marfu and the object of the verb is mansub. That doesn't work for me. I cannot fathom that. So I just say the doer is always marfu and the thing the verb is done to is mansub. So now we can look at this and be able to translate it. Dawood killed Jaluta. Jaluta is the one that the killing is being done to because it's mansub. So the doer of the verb is marfu and the thing the verb is done to is mansub. Okay, will marfu always be in that order? No. Marfu could be anywhere. It could come later on. It could come with a few gaps. It could come with, a few words between. There was one verse I wanted to put in these slides, but I haven't put it, so I can't show you. Okay, so the doer is always marfu. The thing that the verb is done to is mansub. Now I hope you understand why you had the headache of, in lesson 3, learning marfu, mansub, majroor. Because without being able to tell if a word is marfu or mansub, you cannot tell what's going on in the verbal sentence. You can't tell. If you didn't know that rule, you would know qatala means he killed. But who killed? Dawood or Jalut? Both of them? Or were they both killed? You don't know. If Dawood had a fatha on and Jalut had a dhamma on, then what does it mean? What does the sentence mean if... Yes, it becomes opposite, because then Jalut becomes the doer of the killing and Dawood becomes the one who was killed. What happens if they were both marfu? What happens if it said وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتُ? If they were both marfu, translate please. They both did the killing, right? Yes, they both did the killing. And now if it said وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودَ جَالُوتَ, they were both mansoob. Now, yes, now it means he killed. Because there's no marfu, you don't know who did the killing, but you know that they were killed. They were both killed because they're both mansoob, if that was the case, yeah? So can you tell how subtly you can change Arabic? Just the vowels will change the difference. Never mind the letters, just the fatha dhamma kasras twitching over, changing, will change the rule completely. And this is what I was talking about in lesson 1, that some of the people, they started changing. Remember, he changed one of these vowels and it changed the meaning completely. So that sort of thing was going on, right? So the doer is always marfu. The thing the verb is done to is mansoob. And my daughter, she wanted me to mention this. So I want to mention it. She might be listening. She was young, mashallah. So basically, she doesn't say the doer is always marfu. She says the door is always marfut. She says the door is always marfut, right? So I mentioned it, right? She wanted me to mention it, so I mentioned it. That might be a way for you to remember it as well. So it's the doer is always marfu, and the thing the verb is done to is mansoob. Let me just go through some examples, okay? Look at this English sentence. Where is the verb? Where is the verb? Sat. So who's doing the sitting? The bot. Yep, the boy. So where did Dhamma go? Where would the Dhamma go in this sentence? Yes, the boy. Right, so the Dhamma goes on the boy is doing the sitting. And what is the object? What is having the sitting done on it? The chair. So the chair will be mansoob. Right, so for some people this might click. The dog jumped over the fence. Where's the doer? Jumped is the verb. Dog. So the dog will be, what will the dog have in it? The doggo. The doggo. Who wrote that? It's gone. Right. Yeah, so the dog is marfu. And the thing that the verb is done to, where's the mansoob here? Where does the mansoob go? The fence. Not every sentence will have the doer. Sometimes the doer is, I don't know. It's in the verb. He killed, but who? I don't know. There's no marfu word, so we just know someone did the killing, and the thing that the killing is done on, that might be mentioned in general Arabic. So it doesn't mean always the doer is going to be mentioned. It doesn't mean that the thing that the verb is done to is always mentioned, right? So sometimes they might not be mentioned. Right, next one. The man wrote on the paper. Please tell me, where is the dhamma going to go? The doer. The doer is always marfu. The doer is always marfu. The man, he wrote, okay? And where is the mansoob? What is the verb being done to? The paper. So the paper is mansoob. The fence will have a fatha because the jumping is happening over the fence. It's happening to the fence, sort of thing. It's happening over the fence. The one is jumping, and the jumping is being done to the fence, like over the fence, that sort of thing. Somebody said great examples. Got some more cheesier ones, yeah. The man happily wrote on the paper. So where's the verb? Identify the verb. Where's the verb? Wrote. Okay, now then look. Once you got the verb, now look to see who's doing the verb. Man. So the man is the doer. So the man is going to be manu, man. That's it, marfu. And what is the writing being done on? The paper. So the paper is exactly mansoob. Right. So it's just I give you some language. I'll give you some examples in English so you can understand it. Papera. Right. I'm just getting a bit carried away now. So the man looked with envy towards the rich king. So where's the verb? Looked. Who did the looking? Look for the marfu in the Arabic, the man. So the man is going to be marfu. So the man looked with envy towards the rich king. So where's the king? Kinga. Kinga. Yeah, I think that's right. Kinga. Yes. Okay. Because rich is the description. King is the noun. Right. So I hope that made some sense. Right. Remember, when you write in English, don't write that. Yeah. Right. So them are just examples. Now look at this back to Arabic. Okay. You tell me. Look at it. If you've got this, you might have this in your booklet, but don't look at the booklet. Khalaqa. Tell me information about the word khalaqa. Tell me some information. What is it? Okay, he created. It's a root word. The root words are verbs, and root words are verbs in the third person masculine. He did that thing. So khalaqa, to create. So khalaqa means he created. Right. Who created? When you see a verb, look to see if you can find a marfu word. Is there a marfu word? Yes, Allah is marfu. So the doer is always marfu. So the doer of this verb is marfu. So Allah is the doer of this verb. So Allah, He created. You just say Allah created. It's like He created, and then you say, you see the word Allah and you say, oh, Allah is marfu. So Allah, He created. Allah created. And now look, al-arda. Al-arda is mansoob, isn't it? Mansoob. So the verb is done, the doer is always marfu, and the thing that the verb is done to is mansoob. So the khalaqa is being done to the earth. So the earth, so Allah, He created the earth. You would not know, you would not be able to, okay, it's obvious in this verse, but you would not be able to translate a verbal sentence if you don't know what is marfu and what is mansoob. And while we're there, we learn majroor at the same time. Them were the three cases. This is why we needed to learn the cases. If a double dhamma comes, is it marfu? A double dhamma is marfu as well. Remember, double dhamma is marfu. Why is it he? I don't understand what you mean. Khalaqa means he. He created. The he is in the word khalaqa. He created. Now we need to know who. Oh, it's Allah, He created. Yeah. If you look at your table, the first box on the top right, He did that thing. Yes, cool. Right. Right, so Allah created. This is the doer. In Arabic, you call the doer the fa'il. Fa'il means doer. If you don't know, don't worry. If you do know, if you can learn it, it's good. The maf'ul bihi is the Arabic way of saying the object of the verb. So that's Allah is the fa'il. Al-arda is the maf'ul bihi. Again, if you don't know that, I'm not going to test you on that. As long as you know the doer is always marfu and the thing that the verb is done to is mansoob. Job done. You need this to be able to translate the Quran. Without this, you cannot translate the Quran. That's why people who learn word-to-word translation of the Quran, it is fantastic. They know the whole of the Quran because they learn all the words. That's beautiful. You automatically cover this, but this is the reason. If you don't know this rule, you couldn't translate just like that. If you learn the translation and the context, that's why you know it. But this is the rule you need to know. The golden rule of Arabic is this. And that's just my coinage, or that's just my sort of way of explaining it. The golden rule. If you're searching golden rule of Arabic in Google, you're not going to get this. I don't think. It's just my way of saying it. Right. So the doer is always marfu. The thing that the verb is done to is mansoob. Say it 20 times. Go home. You're already at home. Say it to your kids. Say it to your spouse. Say it 10 times again tomorrow, and then say it the day after, and inshallah you'll remember it for life. You'll look at a verb in the Quran, you say, okay, let me find, I know what that verb means, and now I need to find who is the doer. Look for the marfu word, found it, he's the doer. And then look for the mansoob, it's done to him, I understand it now. Yes, fi'l means verb. Fi'l means verb. Fa'il means doer of the verb. Yeah? Fi'l, fa, ayn, lam, just quickly write it here. Fa, ayn, lam. That's fi'l. Fi'l means verb. But this is fa'il. Fa'il means doer of the verb. Right, okay. Next one. Look at this one now. Khalaqa means, what does khalaqa mean? He created. Look for the doer. Oh, there's no doer. There's no doer. There's no marfu word. So all we know from this sentence is he created. We know it's Allah because in the Quran, right? We know it's, I think it's in the Quran, this. So we know it's Allah because Allah is the creator. But in a sentence, if you saw khalaqa or you saw raja'a, you know he did it, but you don't know who because the sentence isn't telling you who. Because there's no marfu word. But look at what's next. Al-arda. So you know he created the earth. It doesn't give you the name. It doesn't give you the doer. But you know it's somebody created. He created. We know it's Allah. But in this sentence, in this word by itself, khalaqa, he created. We don't know who from the sentence because there's no marfu word. But we know somebody created, yeah? We know Allah created. And we know what was created, the earth, because the earth is mansoob. Only this one is mentioned. So some sentences you're not going to get the doer mentioned. There's going to be no marfu word. So then you look at the context of the sentence and you know who it's talking about, then you can understand it. So let's just look at this translation. Fi, in. Qulub is hearts. And him is their hearts. Remember him? So fi qulubihim, in their hearts. Maradun. Maradun is disease. Even in Urdu we say mariz. Mariz is somebody who's got a disease, who's not well, who's got a problem. So mard is a disease. Maradun. So fi, in qulubihim, their hearts. Maradun is a disease. Fazada. Zada means to increase. He increased. Look, fa, so, zada. Like in Urdu we say ziyada. Yeah, ziyada. I presume it's from the same. Zada. Zada means so he increased. Okay, so he increased them. Look, so he increased. Zada, root word. Them. As far as I know, it's a root word. Them. So he increased them. Who increased? Look for the marfu word. Oh, it's here. Allah. So Allah increased them. You see it? So he increased them. Who? Allah. Because Allah is marfu. The doer is marfu. So Allah increased them. You happy with that? Maradun. Wala. Can't see my screen, so I'm just going to put it out. Just 1 second. Yeah, walahum, and for them, adhabun, a punishment, alimun, painful, bima, because of what? Kanu, they all used to do. The oo's come in there as well. Kana means to be, and so kanu is they all were. Yakdhibun, they all used to lie. So over here we see there, the fa'il, the doer is Allah there, of this verb, zada, to increase. And the maradan is the maf'ul bihi. He, Allah, increased them in what? Marada, in their disease. Azim means great, alim means painful. Right? Okay, so we're going to move on. Okay, some examples for you guys now, okay? Nasara means he helped. Who did the helping? Look for the marfu word. Please translate without looking at your books. So we see nasara. Nasara means he helped. Who did the helping? Look for the marfu word. Oh, the Muslims. The Muslims helped. What's this one? Kafirina. Kafirina could be majroor or mansoob, but we know in a verbal sentence it's going to be mansoob. This is mansoob. Kafirina is mansoob. So the Muslims helped the disbelievers. Yeah, you get that? Look at this. You look at the verb nasara, he helped. Who helped? You use a singular. Nasara, he helped. But then look at here. The Muslims are doing the helping because the Muslimuna is marfu. Isn't it? Plural, marfu. Muslimina is mansuba majroor. So Muslimuna is marfu. So you know the Muslims are doing the helping, and kafirina is mansub. It's not kafiruna, it's kafirina. So that means the kafirin are having the help done on them. So the Muslims are helping the kafirin. Why is the verb singular? That's how it's written in Arabic. When you do plurals here, you're right. It's the singular verb is used. That's just the way it is. I don't think it's going to say nasaru anywhere. Nasaru. It's just nasara. It's just the way it is in Arabic. So use a singular verb, but then even when you're talking about plural, you just use the plural words. So that means the Muslims helped the disbelievers. It's just not in the book. Yes, in the book it says something else. In the book it says qatala, but I had to change that because they're online now, these classes, coming on YouTube, so people might get the wrong idea, so I just changed it to nasara, help, right? It's another verb in the book. I'm waiting for somebody to say something, right? Next one. Yeah, the singular, I'm not sure about that. But the good thing is it's all written in the Quran. You don't have to construct any sentences. As long as you know what the verb means, you can figure out, okay, nasara, he helps. Oh, it's the Muslims did the helping. And who were the helping? Oh, the kafirin, right. If it's kafirun, then what would it have meant? Nasara al-mu'minun al-kafiruna, what would it have meant then? If they were both marfu, if it said kafirun here, then what would the whole thing meant? They both, the Muslims and the kafirun, they both helped. They helped somebody else, right? Right, I've switched it. Translate that. I've switched it. Here we go. Nasara, he helped. Who helped? In this sentence, who helped? Nope, the Muslims didn't do the verb. The doer of the verb is always marfu. The disbelievers here are marfu now. Changed it, swapped it. All I did is this. Left the words in the same place, just changed the casing. Yeah? That's become marfu to mansub. That's become mansub to marfu. So kafiruna did the helping. And who did the help? The muslimina, because that's not marfu. So that's going to be mansub. The double dhamma can be marfu as well, but over here for plurals there's no double dhamma. Una is plural marfu, and ina is plural mansub or majroor. Right? In this case it's mansub because it's a verbal sentence. There's no majroorifier coming before it, it's a verb, so this one is mansub. Okay, what about this one? Nasr al-Muslimani al-Kafiraini. Who's doing the helping this time? Yeah, if a double dhamma comes, it's marfu. Right, so who's doing the helping here? The Muslimani. Remember, ani is marfu, ani is marfu, ani is marfu. Remember? No, ani, Muslimani is marfu. Go back to your previous, now it's all going to start, you know, might mash your brain for a bit, but it's going to, inshallah, it's going to start coming together. Look at your tables for the plurals we did. Ani is the plural for dual, for two. So the two Muslims helped the two disbelievers. Okay, we're running out of time now. I'm just going to have to go through this a bit quickly. Yeah. This is marfu. This is mansub in dual. Remember dual? Ani is marfu in dual. Muslimun, muslimani, muslimuna. Remember? Lesson 2, I think. Yeah, the doer. So this one here, muslimani, is marfu for dual. Muslimun is marfu for singular. Muslimani is marfu for dual. Jazakallah khair. Page 14, lesson 3. Why is it not nasara for dual? Because, yeah, good point. Why is it not nasara? Good point. Who's that? Bro Sheikh. Fantastic. Right? Bro Sabr. It's called Bro Sabr. Is it 5 Abr? Yes, 5 Abr. Okay, I like that. Is that your registration? Bro 5 Abr. Okay. Right. So the reason why it's not nasara is because in Arabic, the singular, when you're talking about plural, the singular verb is used. The singular verb is used, that's just the way it is. I don't know of any cases where the dual verb would be used for dual. Use a singular verb even if you're talking about plurals. Right? Is bro sober happy? When do you use plural verbs? When do you use plural verbs? Like kafaru, fasaku, they all did that thing, they all talked, they all walked, they all cried. You'd use that then. And if anybody can find any plural verbs that are used in this sentence construction, then let me know, but I don't know of it happening. Yeah, maybe you don't use it in the beginning of a sentence. Maybe they come later on. Right, okay, we've got to move on. Nasr al-Muslimain al-Kafirani. Now who's doing the helping? The dual marfu is this one. Kafirani is marfu in dual. Ani is dual marfu. So this time the disbelievers are helping the Muslims. Yeah. And this one, the doer, this one is, yeah, the two kafir. Ani is marfu, remember? So the two kafirani, the two disbelievers, are helping al-Muslimaini. Maini is mansub or majroor, remember? But there's no majroorifying word. It's a verbal sentence, so this one is mansub. So the doer is always marfu. The thing the verb is done to is mansub. Right? Right, so just very quickly, we've got 10 minutes left. I don't know if this is in your booklets. Is it in your booklets? Oh, don't look at your booklets. So, how are you finding this course so far? We're pretty much halfway through. I'm considering giving up. Please type yes if you're one of them people. I mean, I hope you don't, but... Right, so nobody's typing yes, that's good. If you've come all the way this far, yeah, just keep going. Yes, you're going to find it tricky. If you find it tricky, send me a message and say, can you explain this please again? Or ask the group discussion, there's people in there who can answer. If not, just send me a message. You know, I only get a few messages. I think people are worried that they're going to inundate me with messages, but I don't get that many. But sometimes, yeah, it might take me 1 or 2 days to answer, but, you know, definitely do message me or message the group. Right, so I got a whole lot of messages there, but I don't think they were yes. Finding it hard and losing grip. Who's finding it hard and losing grip? Don't say it. Oh. Some people are not well. That's a bit okay. Don't worry, go over the recording, ask me, ask the group. Finding it hard but keeping on top. Getting harder. Half and half. Yes, okay, some here. I got a strong no way there. Good. Finding it hard but keeping on top. You know, I expect most people, I hope, you know, yeah, people would be here. You find it hard because I'm giving you a whole load of words to learn in 1 week, in one go. I'm giving you the whole combination. So you have to go away and learn it. You know, I could teach this over a year. But the problem is people will drop out just because dedicating a year every Wednesday for a year is difficult. So I just want to give sharp, shock. Is that a word? Is that a phrase? I just want to give it short and sharp. That's it, everything. You can do the course again when it happens, inshallah. You can do it again from the recordings, you know. Right. I'm on top of the work. Who's on top of the work? Good. Like that. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, we could do short lessons, but then it's going to take half a year to complete. That's why I don't say that. If you find it hard, go over the recordings. Put some time into it. I remember last year I mentioned that there's a doctor. She took out 3 days or something because she felt that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's, I think she felt Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's not pleased with her, that she's not putting her time into learning Quran or something, but she felt that you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, she wants to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She felt scared of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she thought, right, I'm going to book 3 days or something. She booked 3 days, she got on top of it. Right, so if a doctor can do it in COVID, yeah, then spend some time, just a 1 hour every night or something, and honestly, go for it. because you'll get more than a degree at the end of this. You'll get more than a degree at the end of this, because what you learn from being able to understand the Quran without a translation is better than a degree, I'm telling you. When you can understand the book of Allah without a translation, it's better than a degree. So you're going to learn more. Yeah? More sort of important. So here's the last one. Give me more, you slow coach. No way. Yeah, it's going to be tricky, but go over it and practice. Right, maybe no one. Right, okay. Yes, right, okay, that person's had it. Right, okay. Right, this is what it's all about. We don't have time to go over these, so I'm going to just put these words in for you. Look, jama'a. Jama'a means he gathered. Jama. He gathered. Malan. So look at the doer. Is the doer mentioned here? No. So we know he gathered. We don't know who, but malan was gathered. Malan was the thing that was gathered. So he gathered malan, wealth. Malan is mansoob, so it's the thing that the verb is being done to. There's no doer in here. Again, we've done this example. خَلَقَ الْأَرْضَ. He created the earth. I'm going to have to go through these quickly. Okay. Wa dakhala. Dakhala means to enter. Dakhala means to enter. So dakhala means, in the verb, what does it mean in the sentence properly? He entered. So wa dakhala, and he entered. Who entered? Did Medina enter? Why did Medina not enter? Why did because the city is mansoob. So the city isn't doing the verb. In fact, the city is the object. It's having the verb done to it. So وَدَخَلَ, and he entered. Who? We don't know. It's not mentioned. There's no marfu word, so we don't know who. We just know it was he, someone. But he entered Medina, because Medina is mansoob. So Medina is having the verb done on it, but we don't know who the doer is in this case. Is the thing being done to is just he? No, the he is in dakhala. Dakhala contains he. It's the root word. It means he did the entering. He entered, and then al madinata is mansoob. So we don't know who was entering. We don't know who was entering from the sentence, but it was a he, somebody. He entered, but he entered the Medina because Medina is mansoob. So the Medina is having the entering done on it. What happens if it said وَدَخَلَ الْمَدِينَةُ? What would that mean? وَدَخَلَ الْمَدِينَةُ. Tu. If Medina was marfu, the doer is always marfu. What would it translate to? Medina entered, which doesn't make sense. The city entered, doesn't make sense. So sometimes it might not make sense. Sometimes it might be meaning completely opposite. Right? So we need to... So if there was no al there, then maybe there would be two fathas there. فَخَرَجَ مِنْهَا, we'll leave that one. Oh, look at this one. Okay. وَذَكَرَ. ذَكَرَ means to remember. Like we do dhikr. Remember dhikr? ذَكَرَ comes from ذَكَرَ. ذَكَرَ means, and what does وَذَكَرَ mean in the sentence? وَذَكَرَ, and he remembered. Right. Who remembered? Look at it. Who is doing the remembering? He, exactly. No, Allah is not doing the remembering. Why is Allah not doing the remembering? Because the doer is always marfu. The doer is always marfu. The doer is always marfu. Allah is not marfu. So Allah is not doing the remembering. So we know he remembered. Oh, Allah. So what does Allah mean? And he remembered. The remembering is being done to Allah, about Allah. Right? So وَذَكَرَ, we don't know who did the, we don't know who was, from this sentence, from this, we don't know who was doing it. Maybe in the context of the verse we know. So, and he remembered Allah. Allah is the one being remembered, not the rememberer, because Allah is not marfu. Allah is the one who was remembered. The verb is done to Allah, right? Because Allah is mansoob. And then kathiran just means a lot. So, and he remembered Allah a lot. If you don't understand, then go over the recording again, yeah? Just want to give a few more examples. Okay, we'll leave that one. That's the Indo-Pak font, which I like. I'm just trying to find a nice, easy one. Okay, look at this one. Sami'a. Sami'a means, what does Sami'a mean? He heard. And then Allahu. Does it mean he heard Allah, or does it mean Allah heard? Why does it mean Allah heard? Because Allah is marfu, exactly. Allah is marfu, so Allah is doing the sami'a. So Allah heard. If somebody said sami'a Allah, then what would it mean? Then it would have meant he heard Allah. Like in the example of Musa alayhi salam. Sami'a Allah means he heard Allah. But Allah is marfu here, so Allah is doing the hearing. So Allah heard. Right. Okay. Sayyaratun. Okay, this is the word that we use for car nowadays, okay? Waja'at. What does waja'at mean? Waja'at, yeah, vehicle. Not just come, yeah, he came. Or not he came, ja'at. Look at, what is at? What is that doing? Look at your tables. Yes. And she came. Or and it came, yeah? Feminine. And it came. What came? The caravan. How do we know the caravan came? Why is it not she came to the caravan? Why is it not she came to the caravan? Because the doer of the verb is always marfu. So the caravan is doing the coming. The caravan is doing the coming. The caravan is doing the verb, so the caravan came. Yep. Because there's yeah. If this sayyarata or sayyaratan, then it would have meant she came to the caravan. If this was sayyaratan, it would have been she came to the caravan. But the doer is always marfu. So the marfu is doing the verb. So sayyaratun is doing the coming. Oh, that makes sense. We've gone 1 minute over. These are a few more verses here. And a few more here. Don't have time to do these. Maybe in a future revision class, we might just go over these. But just before we go, I want to show you these two. They're complete verses. They're complete verses. Let's translate. وَالَّذِينَ, we've done that. And those. Amanu. What's amanu mean? We just done it today. Literally it means they believed. So it's translated in the present tense. And those who believe, وَعَمِلُوا, and they all do amal. They all do amal. Really present tense, really it's past tense. But sometimes the past tense is used for present as well. Right? So, وَالَّذِينَ, and those who believe, and they amilu, and they do. Present tense, past tense related, okay? As-salihati, the good deeds. Ulaika, those. Ashabul jannati, the people. Sahaba, sahaba means companions. Ashab is plural. They're the companions of the Jannah. Hum, they. Fiha, in it. Khalidun, abide forever. It'll take some revision, but this is pretty much covered. We've done this. Let's look at this one. وَالَّذِينَ, and those. Kafaru, who disbelieved. Over here the translation has kept it in the past. Some translations might say those who disbelieve. But those who have disbelieved. وَكَذَّبُوا, again, ending again. And they all denied. كَذَّبَ means to deny. كَذَّبُوا, they all denied. بِآيَاتِنَا, our ayat, our signs. Ulaika, those. Ashabu, sahaba, the ashab. Of what? An-nari, the ashab, the companions of the fire. hum they, fiha in it, khalidun they will abide forever. These are full verses now, full verses, and they're not small verses. Look how long they are. Last one, inni, indeed, inni, what's inni? Verily, but there's an e at the end as well. Indeed, I. Verily, I. Indeed, surely, I. And then amantu. Amantu, we've just done it today. The tu. What does tu do? Amana means to believe. Tu means, yes, I believed. Surely, I believe. Look, amantu, katabtu, qataltu, sami'tu. Amantu, I believed, bi rabbikum, in your all's Lord. Right, so we've gone 5 minutes over. I didn't have time to go over all the verses, but look at the verses in the recording. Try to see if you can find the doer of the verb and the thing the verb is done to. See if you can understand it. If you can't, let me know. Let the group know. And that's the other font. Before we go, learn these verbs. Now it's root verbs. We're learning root verbs. Khalaqa yakhluqu. Learn them both together if you can. Khalaqa yakhluqu. Yakhluqu is present tense. We'll do present tense in a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks' time. So khalaqa yakhluqu, it means to create. He created. It comes 240 times in its different forms that I could search. Ja'ala means to make. Learn it. Just ja'ala to make, ja'ala to make, ja'ala to make, ja'ala to make, 340. Dakhala is an Urdu word for those who know Urdu. Sorry for the people who don't. I'm just trying to help people who maybe already know this word. Dakhala, to enter, we use it in Urdu. Dakhil, dakhil hona. Right? Dakhil, dakhala. Kharaja means to leave, and it's an Urdu word as well. Kharaja, kharij. And in Arabic, in Tajweed, what do we say? Makhraj. Makhraj is the exiting, where the letters exit from. So again, leave, go out, it's there, it's from kharaja. Yeah, makhraj originates from kharaja. Kharaja. Khuruj, when you leave Saudi, you get a khuruj on passport. Oh, okay, yeah. Kharaja, you exit, you exit in kharaja. Makhraj is a place where the exiting happens. Right. Alima, alim, ilm. That's where all that comes from. Alim, muallim, ulama, ilm. It all comes from alima. Alima. Alima means ilm, to know. Amila means amal. Amal means action. Ya'malun, ya'malu, for example. Right? Amal. And it's an Urdu word as well. Amal. Sami'a. Sami'a. Sami'a means to hear. Sami'a Allahu. Allah hears. Liman hamida, the one who praises him. Sami'a means to hear. Sami'a, to hear. As-Sami' is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who hears everything. As-Sami'. Right? So Sami'a. Qatala, we all know our favorite word now is qatala. We all know qatala, yeah? We qatala in the mosquitoes, yeah? Right? So qatala means to kill. And this is the present. The second one is a present tense. We'll do present tense in a few weeks, yeah? Inshallah. Dhalama. Dhalama, oppression. Dhulm, dhalim, madhloom. They all come from this word, dhalama. A dhalim leader. Madhloom, the oppressed people. Like that, for example, yeah? Dhulman kathiran, dhalamtu, all comes from dhalama, which means oppressed. So really, the words you need to really learn are the root words and the patterns, and then your vocabulary will increase inshallah. Jama'a means to gather. Yawm al-Jumu'ah, the people gather, yeah? Jami'un nas, gatherer of the people. Jama, when you even in Urdu go and jama that money in the bank, what does it mean? Gather, go and send it to the bank, isn't it? Gather. Fa'ala means to make, sorry, to do. To do. Sometimes to make, but to do. Fa'ala means to do. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka. Have you seen how fa'ala rabbuka, your Lord did bi ashabil fil, with the people of the elephant. And kadhiba means to lie. Kadhiba means to lie. That's the homework. Complete that, do that, and do the homework, do the revision. In the test, you're going to get tested on that table. I'm going to say, what does kafaru mean? You need to be able to say, they all disbelieved. What does kafarat mean? She disbelieved. What does kafarna mean? What does what does ظلمنا mean? We oppressed. So that's what's going to be in the main thing. I'll choose some verses, but the same thing, you'll be tested in those endings in the verses, yeah? Inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Revise hard. There's half the course is left. The harder you revise, inshallah, the more results you will see, inshallah. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.